What's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those that are new here, hi, my name is Rochelle and I like to make mostly thrifting and fashion videos, but I also like to do some beauty and just sharing my life with you guys over on my little corner of the internet. Today I just filmed a Q&A while I put on all my makeup. I ended up asking you guys if you had any questions for me, and a lot of you guys definitely did, and I figured I would just kind of do my makeup as I'm answering the questions. Honestly, I talk way too much, so this might be a really long video and I apologize, but you guys definitely had some really good questions for me. As far as makeup I use, it was like some new things that I got in my recent Boxyluxe, which I have been really liking, like this Tartiest Pro Glow palette. It looks just like this. And then I also got a special delivery yesterday. I got a PR package from Alter Ego Cosmetics. This is the Goddess palette. It is a dupe palette for the Natasha Denona. Super, super pretty. Love it. So I did get this complimentary from Alter Ego. Thank you so much, Alter Ego, for sending me this. I really appreciate it, and I really love your products. So if you guys wanted to see how I created this makeup look and also wanted to learn a little bit more about me, let's go ahead and get on into it. Alright, so I have the list of questions that I asked you guys on my Instagram and also on my YouTube. I just want to say right now that I'm not going to go over everything that I'm using specifically, so if I use a product and you're curious what it is, I'm just going to put it in the description box below. The first question is, how did you become a makeup artist? So I went to cosmetology school my senior year of high school. I was doing independent studies my senior year because I wanted to graduate and get my cosmetology license. So I did that, and I decided to get a job at Benefit in Ulta and started doing like the waxing bar there. At first I was really nervous and didn't know if I really liked waxing. And then I actually like fell in love with it. But I felt an immense pressure to be constantly selling a lot of product, and I'm not really comfortable with sales personally, and so then from there I went to European Wax Center and started waxing full-time. I worked there for 4 years and I absolutely love full body waxing, but I had always been interested in doing more of like the makeup. I ended up meeting a photographer that needed a new makeup artist and started working with her on the days that I had off from European Wax Center, and that's when I just like fell in love with doing makeup. So I did it on the side for about 2 years, and anytime the photographer had like an opening or needed somebody, I would always be there. She's still a really great friend that I keep in contact and every once in a while get to work with. Started doing weddings and just kind of like building my business, building my kit. Once I moved up to where I live now, which is my hometown, I started doing makeup full-time. I contacted photographers in the area here and made really good connections. So I've been doing makeup for about 5 years now in total, but the last 3 years have been full-time. And yeah, I absolutely love it. It's super fun, and I'm really glad that I found my place in the industry. For a long time I didn't know where I belonged because I didn't like doing hair and I just didn't know what I was going to do with my license, and I didn't just want to work at a beauty supply store. I wanted to be actually doing something creative. And I do suggest people that want to get into the industry definitely at least get your esthetician license. All right, the next question is, how did you and Everett meet and how long have you been married? Everett and I met each other in high school. We actually had a debate class together freshman year of high school. We became friends, and we're actually only friends all throughout high school. Whenever people find out that we knew each other in high school, they always ask if we were high school sweethearts, and we definitely weren't. We were only friends. We didn't have any romantic connection while we were in high school, but I always knew that I liked Everett as a person, and we were just really close. I guess that was the scary thing when we did decide to start dating, is because we weren't sure if it would ruin our friendship if we did start dating and then it didn't go well. I think that was our like main hesitation when starting to date. All right, you guys, really quickly I want to pause. I'll get back to the question and kind of explain more, but yesterday I got this Shop Alter Ego palette in the mail. They sent this to me. They actually ended up sending me their first release of their palette, which is the Temptress. This is a dupe for the ABH palette. Sultry. So yeah, I absolutely ended up loving this palette, and quite a few of the colors I felt like actually ended up performing better than the ABH palette, and I actually preferred this one, which was crazy. So yeah, they just sent over their most recent launch, which is the Goddess palette. The packaging is so gorgeous. It's almost like a soft velvet matte, all black with this like really beautiful design on there. I love how compact it is. and then this is the inside. It is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Gold palette. It has the exact same color scheme. The placement of the colors are a little bit different than the Natasha, but it looks so pretty. It is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Gold palette. It has the exact same color scheme. The placement of the colors are a little bit different than the Natasha, but it looks so pretty. I'm really excited to try this out today. So that's what I'm going to be using on my eyes, and I'll kind of give you guys my thoughts as I go. So yeah, when I was living in Santa Barbara is when Everett and I officially started dating. He had moved to Orange County and he didn't know anybody in all of Southern California, so he kind of like reached back out and we reconnected, and we've been together ever since. That was 8 years ago. We have been married for 5 years now. Honestly, I feel like our marriage and our relationship has just gotten better and better over the years. We are honestly together so much. We both work from home, and I feel like we're somewhat codependent. We're just like best friends, so we're literally always together. We met in high school, dated after high school, been together for 8 years, married for 5. Okay, next question is, how old are you? I just turned 30 in April. At the end of April, I turned 30. I am officially in my 30s. My husband is still 29. He will be turning 30 at the end of the year in November. The next question is, have you and your husband thought about having children, and if so, how many? Everett and I have obviously had the discussion about having children. My family in particularly always asks when we're going to have kids or if we're going to have kids, and several of our friends have had kids now. Honestly, I'm not too sure if I want children. I mean, as much as I think about that I want like a piece of Everett and I do want like a little mini Everett, I just don't know, honestly, in my heart if I really, really want children. I'm not saying that I'm 100% opposed, but I would say that at the moment, I'm just not there yet. We're just enjoying being together and being best friends, and we enjoy all of our friends' kids. Several of you guys asked about my piercings and tattoos, so I actually think I'm gonna do a whole separate video on that and go over all of my tattoos and also piercings, and then maybe like past piercings. I just thought that that's gonna be way too long to go over, so I will make a separate video all about tattoos and piercings. Somebody said, I remember you saying an ex-bestie lives a couple houses down. I can't imagine being in that situation, but do you all think or talk about moving? So I have mentioned a few times, my husband and I actually own the house that we live in. We have lived here for about 3.5 years now. And so I don't really plan on moving anytime soon. Sometimes my husband wants to move out of the housing development we lived in. So about 3 months ago, some of our very best friends, my husband's actually best friend, him and his wife, who I'm friends with his wife, we are all really close. They actually moved into the house that's actually directly across from our driveway. So our driveway goes down and then their driveway is on the other side. They are renting that house. We hang out with them all the time, and they are one of our closest friends. And then I know I've mentioned to you guys several times about having an old friend that I don't talk to anymore. We used to be best friends and we don't have a relationship anymore. She ended up moving 2 houses down from our friends that live across the street from us. So we live here, our friends live here, and then my ex-friend lives 2 houses down. Honestly, it gave me a bunch of anxiety when we first found out, just because her and I have not been on the greatest of terms. It's really awkward whenever we see each other. We're not really cordial, and I don't care to have a relationship with her ever in the future. And so when I found out that she was moving there, I just thought that we were going to end up having to see each other all the time, and it was going to be uncomfortable. And luckily, so far, she's only lived there for like a month, maybe even less. We haven't actually seen each other that much, thank God. I see her driving in and out, and I'm sure that she sees me driving in and out, but we honestly just kind of pretend like we don't know each other, and move on, which is really good. So far, it actually hasn't been as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it did give me quite a bit of anxiety when I found out that she was moving there, and I have no interest in having a relationship with her anymore, or friendship, or even talking anymore. And so sometimes you just have to roll with the punches and things like that happen, so. The next question is, where is your dream vacation and do you like to travel? I absolutely love to travel and I wish I got to do it more often. My husband's family, a lot of his family lives in Texas, so I do get to go to Texas and visit his family, but I honestly haven't done any like major traveling, although I would absolutely love to do that in the future. I personally would like to go like all over the place, although my husband isn't so much into traveling. I think right now my top of my list for places that I would like to go, my dream vacation, would probably be Greece. Santorini is so gorgeous with like all those white buildings on the hillside there, or even honestly if it was a cruise that went around to like a bunch of different places, that would be super fun. I like really tropical weather, and so always like the tropical vacations sound great to me, but like I said, there's so many places that I would be down to go that look absolutely gorgeous. Someone asked me, what made you want to start YouTube? I love your thrifting videos. Thank you, that's so nice of you. I have wanted to have a YouTube for years now. Like, honestly, I wish I would have started way back in the day when I wanted to start my YouTube. I honestly think I started watching YouTube with Jenna Marbles. One of my roommates in Santa Barbara loved her, and so I started watching YouTube there and then kind of got into beauty YouTube and things like that. I wish I would have started my YouTube when I actually wanted to, but at the time I was really scared about what other people would think and talk about me. When I was younger, when I was between the ages of like 19 and 23, I felt like I just heavily cared about what other people would say and what other people would think, and I didn't end up living for myself because I was afraid of what others would say. So I feel like that held me back for so long, and for some reason I finally came to the epiphany that I was never going to be able to do what I wanted to do in life if I was constantly holding myself back because of what I thought others were saying and thinking about me. And that was like one of the biggest things so far in life that I've learned to stop caring about, and I feel like is really good advice for other people. You're never gonna get to your goals if you let people like that hold you back. And to me personally, I just feel like people that are really successful don't have time to sit there and talk about you. People that are bored and unhappy with their own lives are the ones that are gonna be talking bad about you. Hurt people, and happy people don't have time for that, and successful people don't have time for that. So in my opinion, I just feel like I had to get over what other people would say and think, and I'm really glad that I came to that epiphany because I absolutely love doing YouTube and it's such a fun hobby. So yeah, it's been a fun hobby and I absolutely love it, and I would say for anyone that's thinking about doing it, just start. Like, don't wait until everything's perfect. Don't wait until you have like the perfect camera and the perfect lighting and whatever. Just kind of start and start to get better at it, because when you first start, you suck. Like, if you never start, you're never gonna grow. And so even if nobody watches your videos, just do it for you and do it for fun, and start your channel if you want to. Alright guys, I'm gonna try this Tartiest Pro Glow palette. I tried this one time yesterday. I think I only dipped into one of the colors. I got this in my BoxyCharm and I'm really excited to use it. I honestly don't love those blush colors, but I will try the highlight and the bronzers. Let me know if you guys got this in your BoxyCharm or what you ended up getting, if you got the eyeshadow palette or if you got this palette. I personally wanted the face palette more than the eyeshadow palette, so I'm glad this is the one I got. The next question is, do you believe in God? Do you follow Jesus? Are you a believer? I grew up in a Christian household. My grandmother and grandfather I lived with a lot of my life, and they are Christians along with my mom. I do believe in a higher power. I definitely don't think that we are the only thing out there and we are the biggest thing. Like, I understand how big the universe is, and I definitely think that there is a higher power. I don't necessarily consider my higher power to be Jesus, but I do definitely believe in something bigger than us, and I am spiritual, but I wouldn't necessarily consider myself to be a Christian, if that's what your question is. All right, you guys, just because I want this eye look to be even a little bit more intense, I'm gonna put a little bit of this BH glitter on top. How did you find the confidence to film in public? Did you get permission from the stores first or go straight in? If you guys saw my recent Ross video, I don't normally get permission to film. No, I just kind of like, I try to be as discreet as possible when filming. So I bring a small camera and my little tripod and I just kind of like set it up on the buggy where I'd put like my purse in that little small front section. And recently I was in Ross and the employees came up to me and told me that I wasn't allowed to film in there, which was fine. I just stopped filming. The Goodwills that I go into, all the employees see that I film, and I've actually told them that I make YouTube videos, and they don't seem to care at all. They actually think it's really good that I am spreading the word about thrifting and that I get views and whatever. And so they don't really seem to care, but I do it until they tell me not to, and I just try to not be too flamboyant or like obvious about it. I just kind of like try to keep to myself and be kind of quiet. I also try my best to talk to you guys in the footage, kind of when like not as many people are around me. People definitely do look at me and wonder what I'm doing and think I'm weird when I'm taking selfies outside of like a business or whatever. But I just have to remind myself that they don't really know what I'm doing and that's why they're looking at me. And if they did know what I was doing, people are usually actually pretty friendly and nice about it. They're just curious. They're just looking because it's not an everyday type of thing, or, you know, it's just not, you don't see that all the time unless you maybe live in LA. And so they're just like curious as to what I'm doing, but I feel like most people are pretty relaxed and I just have to remind myself I'm doing something that's a little bit odd. That's why they're looking. And sometimes it's more embarrassing than others, but usually it's pretty chill. I'm gonna get through a few more of these questions just because I feel like I'm taking forever. How long have you been doing keto and how much weight have you lost? I'm thinking about starting, but it is hard to follow. I have been doing the keto diet since May of last year, so a year and about a month now, and honestly, it was the best decision I've ever made. I'm not saying that keto is for everyone. I think that everyone should consult with a doctor before doing it. Everyone's body reacts differently. I have always been like the chubby friend, the like chubby funny one, and for the first time ever, I feel happy in my body. I'm not completely confident in how my body is, but like for the first time in a really, really long time, I am happy. I feel better. I feel better about what I'm eating. I eat a lot of like protein, meats, tons of vegetables, cheeses, and dairy. Luckily, I'm not lactose intolerant. So that's a majority of what I eat. I don't eat a lot of processed foods. I just feel happy about what I'm putting into my body. And, you know, it's not for everyone. I'm not saying that it is, but for me personally and for my husband, we have lost a lot of weight and we're eating healthier than I've ever ate before. I always think it's funny when people have a lot to say about the keto diet because, to be honest, when I was eating Taco Bell, McDonald's, and trash every day, nobody ever said anything to me. No one was ever concerned for my health if I shared that I was eating Taco Bell. And so I think it's really funny to me that people are so opinionated about keto because I'm eating vegetables, dairy, meats, and not processed foods. And they have so much more opinions than me eating food that like literally doesn't mold. Like Taco Bell, they've done like studies that if you put like a burger out from McDonald's, it's not gonna mold. Like there's something wrong with that. So I just find it funny that people are so opinionated and kind of like rude to me about it when like they had nothing to say when I was eating crap. So I have been doing keto for a year and a month. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon just because I am so happy with how I've been eating, how healthy I feel, and what I'm putting in my body. And I've lost a total of 30 pounds. I do fluctuate a little bit because I have put my carbs up a little higher than when I was trying to lose. But after I lost the 30 pounds, now I am able to eat higher carbs, a little bit higher amount of carbs a day. I try to stay under 50 carbs a day, between 20 and 50. And yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm happy. My husband has also lost around 30 pounds. So yeah, if you're thinking about trying it, let me know if you have any questions. Oh, also, I feel like, yes, at first keto is very confusing. I suggest reading a ton of information about it and learning about the diet, understanding how it changes your metabolic state and like why you're doing what you're doing. Once you have a really good grasp and understand what's happening in your body and what the keto diet is about, you get really used to it, honestly. Like, I know that at first it was kind of difficult to understand what I could and couldn't have and portions and things like that. But as long as you're like educating yourself and understand how it works and kind of like tracking where you're at, it gets to be simple, and now it's a no-brainer for me. Like, it's super easy. Just like with anything, when you first start something, it's harder, and then once you get used to what you can and can't have, and you get certain recipes down, it becomes much more simple. So don't let that deter you. Yeah, just, I would say, try to find a buddy to do it with and have someone to ask questions to. I will answer any keto questions that anyone ever messages me. I have no problem helping other people. I think it's one of the best decisions that I've ever made. How do you stay so slim? Do you go to a gym? I wish I could be skinny again and go thrifting and find a lot of clothes. I will definitely say that since losing the 30 pounds, it is much easier for me to find clothes, fit into clothes, like clothes. You know, like, I just feel like it fits better on my body. I wasn't always so slim, so I can totally relate and understand. Like I said, I do keto diet, and that's how I have lost so much weight. And I don't go to the gym. I am not in any way strong. I'm actually very like feeble. Whenever I have to do things, I feel like I am weak. And so that's where I'm gonna wanna start like improving, I think, in the future. Now that I've lost the weight, I definitely need to get a little bit more strong, although I don't enjoy working out, and so that's the hard part. That's the part I need to focus on next. Do you ever leave the house without makeup? You seem to always look good and put together. I do leave my house without makeup quite often, honestly, on the days that I'm not filming or working at my makeup salon. I don't wear makeup because I like to let my skin breathe and just kind of like reset. Obviously, makeup's not great for your skin. So I do leave the house without makeup on, although I do like myself personally with makeup on. That's how I feel best about myself. And so I do like to put it on, and I do enjoy putting it on. I feel like that's my time of the day that's like relaxing and like me time and like self-care. So I do enjoy it, but yes, I do leave the house without makeup on a pretty normal basis. Ask any of the people at my grocery store. What is your favorite go-to cool toned neutral matte liquid lipstick? Ooh, my answer is kind of hard because I think it's discontinued. It is ColourPop Midi, M-I-D-I, and I don't think that they sell it anymore. I hate that ColourPop discontinues lipsticks. Let me look up. Honestly, that's like my go-to fave. This one's pretty nice from L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipstick. This is in the color Dose of Cocoa. It is a little bit darker, but it's very neutral. It is cool toned, and I do really like this one. I honestly haven't used it in a really long time. But all these like infallible chocolate ones, I really like the formula and applicator. So try these out if you haven't already. What are your go-to stores if you're buying something new, and how often do you declutter? I honestly don't declutter enough. I need to declutter more. I kind of am a pack rat, to be honest with you guys, and I need to be better about just like letting go if I haven't used something in a long time. I kind of do it small, like I'll take a few things to the thrift store and then I'll buy a few things, you know what I mean? So I don't do it all at once. I kind of like just do it throughout the year. And my go-to stores if I'm buying something new, oh man, I like so many different stores. I definitely like to go to Forever 21 just because like I'm cheap, and I know that that's not great. It's a supporting fast fashion, but I'm just like a cheapskate. I like to like look through everything, and I like that they're really trendy. So I do buy things from Forever 21 even though I know it's not the greatest quality. Honestly, I probably thrift 90% of the clothes that I buy, to be honest with you guys. If I'm not thrifting, I also really like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, stores like that. So I'm not really necessarily like a big brand person. If I had unlimited funds, I really like Urban Outfitters. I like Zara. Online stores, I like Princess Polly. I'm really into that kind of like style of clothes. If I got sponsored by Princess Polly, I'd be so excited. I'm sure I'm not thinking of a ton of stores that I love at the moment, and I'll probably think of them later when I'm editing this. Who are your favorite YouTubers? I have so many YouTubers that I follow. I've actually been thinking about doing a series here on my channel that talks about like my 5 favorite YouTubers from each category. So like thrifting, business, makeup, skincare, like all those different categories that I watch, and then just like listing off the 5 favorite YouTubers in each category and why I like them and kind of like what their channel is about, what they seem like as people. So let me know if you guys want a series like that. I thought that would be really fun because I watch a lot of YouTube and I have a lot of favorites. I feel like there's so many awesome people on this platform that I can share with you guys if you guys aren't following them. Ooh, I also really like mystery and like crime kind of podcast. I mean, crime kind of videos. Speaking of, I listened to a podcast recently that I was like binge watching. Let me know if you guys want to know more about that and what my favorite podcasts are, because I also really like those too. Just like information. I like that. What is your favorite food? My very favorite food, I would say, is probably sushi. I haven't had sushi since I started keto. I mean, I haven't actually had to have like sushi rolls because of the rice and all of that. But yeah, I absolutely love sushi. And I actually really, really love Indian food. There is an Indian food place in my town that I'm obsessed with, India Oven. And I really, really like Indian food a lot. Chicken tikka masala and butter chicken with naan. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So yeah, I think that those are my 2 favorite foods, but unfortunately I can't really have them. I really like Thai food as well, actually. Thai food is so good. But I can't really have any of those since starting keto unless I'm having like a cheat day, which I do every once in a while, but I try not to do too often unless it's like a special occasion. All right, you guys, I think that it is it for all of your guys' questions. Sorry if this video is 5 million hours long. I'm gonna try to cut it down as much as possible because I feel like I've been talking for like the past 2 hours. I'm just going to curl my hair and I will see you guys in a second. All right, you guys, this is the finished look. I really like how it turned out. I am going to go do a bridal makeup trial a little bit later, and I feel like it looks really nice. I love the glitter added on top of the gold eyeshadow. I am really impressed with this palette. I'm excited to try like those teals and some more of the golds. Really, really pretty. So far I am impressed. If you guys haven't tried Alter Ego, definitely do. The Temptress palette is also bomb, you guys. I love this palette so much because I'm like a cool toned kind of girl, so like this is like my fave. The highlighters in here actually really impressed me. This is a bit warm for my skin tone, and then this one's a little shimmery, so I just added them together and I don't mind it, although I feel like I could get easily like carried away with this. The blush colors aren't my favorite, but I'll probably try them out in a future video and see how I like them. I hope you guys really enjoyed kind of getting to know me a little bit more. Sorry that I talk so much. It's hard for me to just like have a direct answer. And let me know if you guys want me to do future Q&As so you guys can get to know me more. I will put all the products in the description box below. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!